All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Logan Williams.
My name is Logan Brown, and today we're introducing
Vacay Your Way, a revolutionary vacation planning tool where you can have your trip your way. So when it comes to group travel, I've always found that keeping track of budgeting, itineraries, and logistics can be like herding cats. Extremely difficult and time-consuming. Last semester, I tried to plan a trip to Asheville, North Carolina with around 20 of my friends. However, after many missed communication deadlines and missed payments, it resulted in actually 10 of my friends and me having a $1,500 deficit of Airbnb fees. And that's a lot. Think about the last time you tried to go on a group vacation and you either had money owed to you, you had money to someone else, you wanted to do something different personally in a group setting, or even just needed a text back with timely information. If you've resonated with any of these issues, you too know the headache that it can cause.
Even if none of these reasons resonated with you, we found these issues, along with many others, are a common problem for people who travel in groups. According to data we collected, we found that millennials are the largest generational group in the US, around 72 million, and almost half prefer to travel with their friends. Additionally, millennials are more likely to finance a trip when traveling in groups. Me and Logan also conducted our own surveys and interviews and found that 85% of respondents said they were stressed when planning a trip. This just goes to show that group traveling is more complicated than it needs to be.
So when it comes to current vacation planning solutions, there's various ways to communicate, pay, and settle differences. So to communicate, there's group chats and email chains. When it comes to payment, there's Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. And when it comes to just weighing opinions, there's maybe Google Forms, or maybe even rolling a die just to see whose odds are in favor. So to combat the many issues of current vacation planning models that only offer a fraction of the solution, we propose Vacay Your Way, an app where you can plan vacations with your friends and family.
The first steps in this app are, of course, the planning phase. Here, you and your group can determine the trip name, a brief description, and share it with your friends. You will also then next put in your dates either manually or you can link it to your Google Calendar. And finally, determine how you're going to get there, whether it's driving, Ubering, or even flying.
So now for the fun part, voting. So whether it's warm weather on the beach or brisk winds high up in the slopes, here's where we're going to decide where your group actually is going to go on vacation. The next step is where we're going to stay when we get there. So whether it's hotels, Verbos, or Airbnb, this is where you're going to decide where your group lays their head after a long day of adventure. And lastly, what are we going to do when we get there? So you're going to vote on restaurants you might want to eat at, excursions you might want to partake in during your trip.
All right, now for the final steps, paying. Here, you and your group can determine whether the payment is itemized, split, or both. We'll also include a feature where you and your friends can put down a deposit by a predetermined date. This way, if anyone gets sick or is unable to attend the trip, the rest of the group can go on and enjoy their vacation. And lastly, paying. Here we'll have in-app deep links to trusted money sharing platforms such as Cash App, Zelle, and Venmo. We'll also accept various credit cards and debit cards. In terms of credit cards and debit cards, in the future, Vacay Your Way hopes to have our own card that we can send to users. This way, they can either use it as a debit card for all trip-related expenses, or they can finance their trip and allow more people to enjoy their dream vacation.
So moving on from app functionality to our models, we offer two. So we have a base plan or subscription, whatever you want to call it, and a premium plan. So our base plan is $49.99 per group, and this is for that standard family or group of four. For every additional person, it'll be $10 extra, and again, this cost is split amongst the group. It's just a service fee. And our base plan includes, again, the plan build pay features we just talked about, as well as the financing option that Logan just touched on.
In terms of the premium subscription model, it's a one-time payment of $79.99, and this will give you access to the premium features, such as exclusive vacation deals, ad-free app content, and of course, no service fees. We also found that selling data is valuable. The data that we plan to collect through the app, we tend to sell to various excursion companies and restaurants, now allowing them to know when, who, and how many people are coming into town that they can now market to accordingly.
So in terms of our team, my name is Logan Williams. Like I said, I'm a senior at Wake Forest, which I cannot believe myself. I'm a politics major, and I'm the current acting CEO of Vacay Your Way.
And my name is Logan Brown. I'm currently a sophomore here at Wake Forest University, planning on majoring in psychology, and I'm the current co-CEO of Vacay Your Way. In terms of our competition, both large and small, Vacay Your Way will be the only app that includes all features tailored to group travel needs. This includes the trip financing option, group check splitting, and of course, the collaborative voting feature.
So in terms of our market size potential, we've researched there's around 63 million US travelers that travel both domestically and internationally. So again, if we use that magic number of 4 that we've been using, this brings us to around 60 million groups that travel annually. If we assume, all right, they're going to try a new app and only offer our base model around $49.99, and if we're able to tap into 1% of this total addressable market, we're looking at our annual revenue of around $8 million. Speaking of revenue, if we look 10 years out, in 2032, if we're able to capture around 500,000 users, we could be looking at making a minimum of $25 million a year. And if we're able to capture 500,000 users, we can be looking at making north of $30 million a year. This is, of course, according to ARR model projections.
All right, so in order to make Vacay Your Way a reality, we're here today to ask for an initial investment of $310,000. We plan on using this money to fund Vacay Away for the first 12 months. With the goal in mind of hitting 5,000 users, we plan to allocate the money towards hiring, marketing, and of course, app development.
Plan Bouquet,
With Vacay Your Way,
your trip,
your way.
Thank you. All right, questions?
So, as it stands to start, are y'all just gonna be like an aggregate for flights and hotels, like through kayak? You're just gonna use like a kayak, for instance, or orbits, or are you guys planning on partnering with respective airlines, respective hotel chains in order to get preferred deals?
So yeah, right now we plan on partnering with these different companies to one, like send them more consumers, and hopefully they'll give us better rates so we can offer our consumers more exclusive deals.
And then the value of our product is, it is up to the user. So like they can go through our whole app, and like we're going to be taking the data, of course, with the consent. And at the end, we can market accordingly to all the people that we partner with.
Do you think people will really pay for the app? Have you thought about a model that doesn't involve something like tablet hotels, where you don't have to pay to be a member, then you can get a premium membership that has a bunch of other benefits with it? I think people are much more likely to sign up for a free app and then you make money on the back end.
We have been playing around with different financial projections in terms of doing a freemium model where we only have a premium subscription. We just figured that as of right now, if you're traveling with like a group of 4, you might look at payments $39.99. That way, it's only $10 per person. So if you split among everyone in the party, just for the convenience of having everything all in one place.
And we know that we're not trying to there's travel agencies out there. Like the problem, there are solutions that exist. We're just trying to make it easier, like a one-stop shop right there, and everything's booked and done for you. You can just